So just looking through the news, just perusing as I do, I find an article by Aron Mate, the Buzzsaw, one of the best independent journalists in the country, who's been on top of this Russiagate hoax, BS, lie since the beginning in 2017. And he just dropped an article. Be sure to like and subscribe. We're going to go over this just a little bit, because when Aron says something and he puts out an article like this, we need to pay attention because it's fact-based and it's the truth. FBI is still hiding details of Russiagate, newly released documents show. As Donald Trump re-enters the White House on a pledge to end national security state overreach, the Federal Bureau of Investigation is hiding critical details on the Russia conspiracy investigation that engulfed his first term. In response to a Freedom of Information request filed by Real Clear Investigates in August 2022, the FBI on December 31st, more than 2 years later, released a heavily redacted copy of the document that opened an explosive and unprecedented counterintelligence probe into the sitting president as an agent of the Russian government. The electronic communication, dated May 16, 2017, claimed to have a factual basis to suspect Trump wittingly or unwittingly was illegally acting on behalf of Russia or acting accordingly, posing threats to national security of the United States. The FBI's goal, it added, was to determine if Trump is or was directed by, controlled by, and or coordinated activities with the Russian government. That was the FBI's goal. And in here are the documents showing the redactions, the contacts, those who wrote it, and then we get further into it, and whole sections are redacted. Whole sections. And if you think Donald Trump is going to go in and walk in and just sweep the floor clean, you've got another thing coming. Kash Patel has his work cut out for him, because this shows that there is still a culture of secrecy. There is still a culture of denial. There's still a culture of lies that needs to be uprooted. Kash Patel, you've got your work cut out for you, my man. I hope you don't get sucked into the swamp. Part of it that I highlighted, though, about this specific article, because it has to be remembered. This has to be remembered. The FBI re-enlisted Steele despite possessing information that thoroughly discredited him and his dossier. They already had the information that he was full of it. They already had that. They didn't care. That's why this redaction matters, because what's in that redacted portion may be the motivation for this. But we're going to get back into this, because this gets into the why this happened and how high this goes. The FBI re-enlisted Steele despite possessing information that thoroughly discredited him. 5 months before it newly sought Steele's help to investigate the sitting president, the FBI had interviewed Igor Danchenko, whom Steele had used as his dossier's key subsource. In that January 2017 meeting, Danchenko told FBI agents that corroboration for the dossier's claims was zero, that he had no idea where the claims sourced to him came from, and that the Russia-Trump rumors he passed along to Steele came from alcohol-fueled word-of-mouth and hearsay. The FBI had also been unable to corroborate any of Steele's incendiary claims. A previously disclosed document also shows that former CIA Director John Brennan, who insistently advanced the Trump-Russia conspiracy theory, informed then Barack Obama in July 2016, that the Clinton campaign was planning to tie Trump to Russia in order to distract any attention from the controversy over Hillary Clinton's use of a private email server while she was serving as Secretary of State. By that point, the Clinton campaign had already been paying for the fabricated dossier report produced by Steele, who made contact with the FBI July 5th. From the jump, from the word go, everyone in the halls of power knew it was bullshit. All of them. And in a briefing, John Brennan goes and lies to President Obama and, informs him of the upcoming lie. So even Obama knew. This is why you have to go through with a fine-tooth comb, and you need to go person by person, the new AG, person by person, with Kash Patel, person by person, and there needs to be charges. There needs to be charges. Because they knowingly made this lie an issue. They knowingly did it. A previously disclosed document also shows that former CIA Director John Brennan, who insistently advanced the Trump-Russia conspiracy theory, he was all over MSNBC, CNN, all over the mainstream media, pushing this hard, informed then President Barack Obama in July 2016 that the Clinton campaign was planning to tie Trump to Russia in order to distract attention from the controversy over Hillary Clinton's use of private email server while serving as Secretary of State, where she was using a private email server and sending classified documents over that. That was in the news. That was hurting her. And they came out and they said that we are going to tie Trump to this. The Steele dossier they already knew was fake. They knew that this was a bullshit plan to get him tied into it, and they did it anyway. This is why there needs to be charges. This is why you cannot just say, okay, it's fine, moving on. Because these people did not move on. I'm going to do a video in the future here about the Time article that described what they did in 2020 to buttress democracy, quote unquote. 81 million scoops of ice cream. That's what we got. But they need to clean house. And I mean clean house in a way that people go on trial. They go on trial. This cannot stand. You cannot have entire branches of the government going against other political parties. You can't. There has to be an impartiality, especially when it comes to the Justice Department and its law enforcement wings. This is insane. It's my hope that Kash Patel releases the rest of this, that we get the redacted portions of this report, that other redacted portions of other reports gets made public as soon as possible. If you want people to trust your government, you got to have transparency. I'm not talking about disclosing our seventh generation fighter or, things like that. But crap like this, that needs to be made public. JFK, UFOs, Martin Luther King, all that, RFK, all that stuff. It all needs to be made public. This is all part of it. There needs to be a cleansing. There needs to be a cleansing in the United States government. If it doesn't take place, the people will never trust the government again, and it's just going to be, things can get a lot worse than they are now. Let's not allow that. Let's have some transparency. And let's put some of these criminals on trial. But that's all I got for right now. I do appreciate you swinging in. We'll see you soon.